I'm Jonathan, and you've reached X Witness Awake at 5 in the morning. I fell asleep. Um, I was recording earlier, and my son was kind of having a conniption upstairs. So I went upstairs to go see what was going on, and I fell asleep and forgot to turn off everything. So I came back down. And I thought it's quiet except for a little bit of background music, so hopefully that's not really coming into my feed here. But I'm taking advantage of it. So if this is a bit ASMR, I apologize if you're not into that sort of thing. But I obviously don't want to make a whole lot of noise at this hour. Anyway, thank you for joining me. This probably won't be too long because I need to go back to bed. But I was thinking earlier about another memory I had of field service. So there's a lot of hours that go into people going into field service. And a lot of that would be return visits. So I didn't have a whole lot of return visits, honestly, most of the time. But I tended to work with some of the same people, being in the same book study as some. And if you remember, there was a lot of going to see the same householder. You kind of knew what people you were going to see depending on who you were going on service with. There was a lot of bringing watchtowers and awakes to people for possibly years because that person didn't want to let go of somebody that they would talk to regularly. The person that they would visit would have minimal interest and, have a friendly conversation, but it was generally just, they'd highlight an article that's in the Watchtower and be like, I think you would enjoy this. But the person would kind of look at it and go, yeah, okay, check it out. And as long as it kept taking the literature, they keep visiting them. It seems like a lot of effort for no return because with so many hours put into going door to door, how many people do you remember actually coming to the hall and progressing and then becoming baptized in your territory? It was probably very few or none. I've been in a lot of different congregations, or had been in a lot of different congregations over the years, and I can think of maybe 2 people that came out of the territory. But every year, there would be people getting baptized at the conventions, and there'd be people getting baptized at the assemblies. And who were those? Mostly kids of people who had been doing it for years. So that's a lot of time for very little return. And those people, if it wasn't for the fact that they were accepting literature, might not have been someone that person would talk to in it on a different occasion. Because they're worldly people. So it's weird. You have this sort of 2 different sides of a coin where a Jehovah's Witness will go talk to somebody and they're of the world. So they wouldn't be friends with them, but they will come and talk to them and try and place literature with them because they have an obligation to preach, an obligation to get a certain number of hours per month. So there's that sort of two sides of a coin. You got the worldly person, and then you got the potential witness. So it's from the same pool. So my thought was comparing how much time they put into talking to a stranger, basically, versus talking to you as a former Jehovah's Witness or somebody who is disfellowshipped. Well, I guess actually when they announce you, say you no longer want to Jehovah's Witnesses. So yeah, so a former Jehovah's Witness, regardless of whether you're going back or not. They don't put any effort into that because they're instructed not to talk to you. But the people that they might be returning to may be doing things that are way worse than you got disfellowship for. Let's say you were a teenager and you decided you want to smoke a cigarette and you got caught and you get disfellowship for that. If that's not something that you actively try to get back for, then basically for the rest of your life, you're marked and no one will talk to you. And it's just a cigarette. I mean, I don't smoke cigarettes, but, you know, it doesn't seem that serious to me. So you compare that to the person that they're talking to for years, bringing the magazines, and they might be into some really crazy stuff that, is really wrong, illegal, whatever. They don't have any problem talking to them, but they won't talk to you as a former brother or sister. So it was just some thoughts that I had. And that was basically it. So this is a quick one, and I hope it's okay. And thank you for listening. And I'm going to go back to bed. So have yourself a great day. Oh, before I forget, if you could please like and subscribe and share and all that stuff. And if you'd like to support our work, then, click to links in the, what they call it, the doobly doo thing below, and help me out. Okay. Have a nice night or day or bye.